name is Lauren, and I'm the president of Deco Weld Incorporated. I've put together a 5-minute demonstration of the new technology that's available of a redesign of the standard chipping hammer. Thank you for your time. I've noticed that a lot of tools in my trade have not changed or been redesigned in hundreds of years, and I wanted to take the opportunity and the time to redesign some of the tools that we use. The tool that I decided I wanted to start with is the standard chipping hammer. I noticed that the blade is just a one-dimensional blade. It's just for vertical strikes only. If you want to use it at a horizontal, you have to twist your wrist, you have to fatigue your forearm, and I thought that was very uncomfortable. Another thing that I noticed about the standard chipping hammer is that the stock is very thin. Its only use is for chipping and chipping only. You can't use this as a prying tool or anything else. Another thing I noticed about the standard chipping hammer is the grip. The grip is basically all steel, rounded metal spring. It's very, very round, it's very, very slick. When you're wearing your welding glove and you start chipping, the head spins, the head twists, you're constantly re-gripping, you're constantly readjusting. It makes for a very long day and can set you up for carpal tunnel syndrome. A couple of other tools that we use in our trade is the standard sleever bar. The sleever bar is used for manipulating the iron, getting it nice and tight so that you can weld it properly. Another common tool that we use in the trade is the standard wedge. Standard wedge is used for splitting the iron, it's used for pinning the iron, it's used for getting the iron nice and tight so that you can go ahead and weld it properly. Unfortunately, wedges are a commodity on most job sites and are very hard to find. If you wanted to build a wedge on site, it would take you upwards of 30 to 40 minutes to build a proper wedge, which is not very economical in a time management sense. Sometimes you come across a situation where you need to get a plate or a part into tight spaces. When we have this situation, we normally use a C-clamp. Unfortunately, the design of a C-clamp makes it very difficult to get a C-clamp into tight spots efficiently and properly. Took a look at all of these shortcomings, and what I've come up with, I call the Hornet Multitool. What I've done with my redesign is I've combined the standard chipping hammer into a 7/8 of an inch all steel stock. The stock goes all the way through the head. It is welded on the top, it's welded around the base so that you can use this as a pry bar or a wedge bar. You're not going to bend it and you're not going to break it. The tool flows into a sleever bar, which can also be used as a wedging bar, which can also be used as a scraper. I redesigned the grip. It's no longer rounded, it's no longer slick. Once you wrap your hand around the grip, it falls into the crease of your hand, into the digits of your fingers, and it will not spin, it will not twist. You can relax your grip and you can chip more comfortably. As far as the wedging feature goes, for the Hornet Multitool, if you had to place a plate or a part into a tight spot, once you lock that in with the Hornet Multitool, that plate is in place. It's not going to move. You don't have to readjust it. You can go ahead and tack it or weld it at your leisure until you're ready to release it. Another problem that I found with the standard chipping hammer is that the blade, the reach, is not very sufficient for tight spots. If you're trying to get back into tight areas, it's very hard to reach. But with the Hornet Multitool, I have designed it to where you can reach back into those tight areas and get the weld slag and clean the weld properly for inspection purposes. As I said before, you can also use it as a scraper for welding, for scraping weld spatter. You can spend on other tools such as the sleever bar or the wedge upwards of $80 to $100, or you can have the Hornet Multitool for a fraction of the price. A lot of times I've found that using a standard chipping hammer, sometimes when I'm working 2 or 3 floors above, I tend to bump the standard chipping hammer off the iron. It falls to the ground and it potentially could harm someone below. So what I've done is I've designed a custom scabbard that fits any size work belt. Hornet Multitool fits nice and tight to the body. You can still climb the iron, you can still work the iron, you can handle parts and pieces hands-free, and always have your Hornet Multitool at your side at all times, safe and secure. It will not fall.
Are you tired of the same old rusty chipping hammer that slips when your gloves get a little oily, with a short handle that doesn't give you the effective controlled strike you need? And those wooden handles that seem to break so easily? Now introducing the Hornet Multitool, everything you need and more. It combines your standard chipping hammer, a great sturdy pry bar, great for wedging iron, and a scraper all in one. Right now you're looking at a live demonstration of the Hornet Multitool in action. Notice how much easier it is to scrape across the surface. And check out how great the grip is, so much easier to control the chipping. Just look how easy the Hornet Multitool fits into tight spots. Now here's another demonstration of the Hornet removing slag from this iron bar. Let's hear from a few people who actually use the Hornet.
My name is Gilbert. I'm an iron worker. I've been doing this for over 10 years. And the Hornet, it really works. You don't have a Hornet, it really helps you what you need to do. It pries things, especially if you're an iron worker. It's made for us to use, and I really like it a lot. I use it all the time. It's got the hook for it, and it's really nice outfit. It's really does its purpose. So if you really want to get your job done and make a good job, get a Hornet.
It's a good grip. I like using it. Stays in my glove, kind of spinning around on me.
It's not just a chipping hammer. You've got the scraper on the end of it, so you can use it more than one way. I like that 3-in-1. Yes, sir. Oh, definitely. Yeah. It's a must-have on the job.
The Hornet Multitool, because it's always good to work smarter, not harder.